All right, welcome back to another session of Practice to Perfect, and we are going to be talking about building a bulletproof business with your sphere of influence. So, this is the second part of this series, and want to start off with a passage from one of my favorite books, the Shift book. And if we were to go into the shift book and tactic four with finding the motivated lead generation, it reads this. Let's face the facts. Lead generating to find potential customers just might not be your favorite business subject. If you're like most, it probably isn't why you got into real estate and isn't something that gets you excited to go to work every day. The truth, however, is that you actually got into two businesses. You got into helping people with their real estate needs business, and you got into the lead generation business. They are inseparable. They are the yin and the yang of your professional world. The bottom line is that without motivated leads, there are no people to help. To help sales, you must have leads. One begets the other. Interestingly, the market shifting may not have exposed a real personal dilemma you must overcome. You love helping people, and at the same time, you haven't yet loved to learn to hunt for them as well. So, with that being said, everyone, this is what we've been thinking about, right? And the people that are in closest proximity to us, the people that already know us, like us, and trust us, our sphere of influence, we need to be able to systematically and strategically communicate out to them and provide them the information that they're looking for and to build that relationship, because these are going to be the easiest people to do business with, right? Yes, we could build a huge business, door knocking, cold calling, doing open houses, all of these different pieces. And these are the people that we need to be in deeper relationships with. So we're going to start this thing off with watching pieces from our friend Gene Rivers. And throughout the video, obviously, we will be stopping and talking about some different pieces. And let's kick it over to Gene.
Hi, my name is Gene Rivers, and welcome back. We're here talking about loving on your sphere, about cultivating the relationships to build a strong repeat and referral business. This segment is about engagement. What are you going to literally be doing in order to work with them? When you talk to, and let me explain, talk can be on the phone, face-to-face, via email, or via texting. Talk. With our team, a legitimate talk is you gave information and gathered information. If you do that, you will be doing one very simple thing. You will be collecting data that points to, is this individual any closer to buying, selling, or referring? Because that's the behavior you're literally mining when you're talking about sphere. It's them themselves buying or selling, but it's also them referring. And the data you collect is about that movement towards being closer to doing it. If you think about people are actually kind of predictable. There's some stats about people and their movement that are pretty clear. If people have 2 kids under the age of 5, it is highly probable they will move twice between K and 12. If people have 3 or more kids and end up in a big house, it is highly probable 50 to 60% of them, when the baby goes off to college, are going to downsize. My wife and I actually just did that. I think I mentioned this earlier. We have 4 kids, and our 4 kids, we ended up in a pretty big house, and it didn't take the baby going off to college. When the second youngest kid went off to college, we started talking about, when are we going to get to downsize? The minute we had an empty bedroom, we started talking about it. And when our baby...
And so, everyone, what I think is interesting just about that, right, is Gene said mining your database, right? We're picking up the phone, we're having a human conversation with them, we're going through our forward technique, our family, occupation, recreation, dreams, right? And we're getting through all that. And then we are asking about real estate, right? We are the real estate expert, the real estate economist of choice. And when we just went through the beginning of through that shift book, right, that we were talking about lead generation might not be your favorite thing to do. And when we're coming through and we're having these conversations, right, and if I was going to be on the phone and talking to someone, and maybe I am going to transition the phone call, I'm going to say something along the lines of, and tell me, what do you currently love about the house that you're in, right? And they're going to tell me, the neighborhood, my babies were born in this house, whatever that looks like. And then I'm going to say, well, what would be one thing that you would change about your current house? And guys, guess what? That is a powerful question, because what if the answer out of their mouth is, you know what, there's just not enough room in our house for our growing family. The kids are having to share one bedroom right now, and we would love to have a third or a fourth bedroom because one of the bedrooms we're using as a study. Right, guys, this is the power of having these human conversations, is that when we're getting into a relationship with people and seeing how they're doing, their family, their occupation, their recreation, dreams, and then we transition it into real estate because we have a super exciting job and we know that if we don't help them, someone else will. And we just ask these powerful questions, we're going to find out a lot of their motivations, because this is the thing, guys, you aren't talking to anyone to buy and sell or invest in real estate. They're making that decision. You're just asking them the questions to see if they've even put the thought into what they want to do and who they're going to use to help them.
Baby went off to college. We were ready to get that house on the market and get it sold. Like a lot of sellers, we procrastinated. And I think we were a little bit of, the cobbler's kids have no shoes. It took us 3 years to get our house ready to put it on the market. Anyway, it's sold now, and he's a senior in college. But we are, in many ways, really predictable in our housing decisions. And this allows you to understand how to mind that. Conversations are about mailings and videos and books and all kinds of collateral material, the things you can send people. Which rooms, when renovated, have the best ROI when selling? What to do to get your home ready for selling? 45 tips. There are all kinds of things you can do in your communications. You can go into left field and start talking about things that aren't real estate related. But I truly believe the most important thing for people to do in terms of your communications is constantly get a reinforcing message that you are the local expert of choice when it comes to real estate and related issues to real estate.
And so what I just love about what Gene said is sending your people resources. Right. When I'm thinking about being a real estate agent and I'm sitting in these classes, right, when I first got started into real estate, and someone's like, Charles, you need to have a 36 touch program. You need to be consistently communicating out to people. And I'm just like, oh God, like I'm not that creative. The system that I'm using currently doesn't have that in there. Well, guys, this is the thing. You guys are doing research, right? Like you're going on to DMAR and looking up stats. You're going into Housing Wire. You're looking up Inman. You're looking at national statistics. And we know right through the conversations that we're having that things are developing and people are either staying in their house longer or they're moving because of these different things. We're finding out that people are transferring into different markets because they're able to work remotely now. So with all these different pieces, guys, what does it look like for you to come across something that's interesting and just fire off the link? And so just copy it down, fire it off and be like, hey, so-and-so, I was reading this news article. I thought it was interesting and I wanted to send this to you and get your thoughts on it. Right, guys? Like, I think that we overcomplicate a lot of these different pieces. And what Gene was just talking about is here are the 10 most beneficial return on investments for upgrading your house, right? And so we don't have to overcomplicate these things. If we come across, we stumble upon a news article, an entry written by someone, who can I send that piece of information off to? Who might benefit? And this is the thing, everyone. Everyone would benefit from this. So get that limiting belief out of your mind that, oh, I'm bothering them if I send this to them, or they're not looking to buy or sell. We just want to instill that we are the real estate economists of choice. We're thinking about real estate. We're thinking about them. And if they're thinking about real estate, they need to think about us.
Real estate. So don't get too far off track. Keep it to the point. And limiting beliefs are real, and we're all held back by limiting beliefs. And you have to get your head clear about this stuff. The first one there, I don't want them to think I want something from them. Really? Really? You should be eagerly telling them at the first consultation that you literally want a referral from them. Hi, Bob and Mary. Thank you for coming in today. I'm really going to enjoy sitting down with y'all and talking about your upcoming sale of your home. First of all, I want to say this to you. It is my goal to give you such service that we will get your home on the market and it will sell quickly for top dollar, and it'll be seller's terms, so low hassle. I want to do that job so well that one thing happens. You know what that is? That is that you will tell a family member, friend, or coworker to use us. And even better, you'll call me and say, I've already teed up Bob at work. You need to call Bob. So that is my goal. And I'm telling you right now, that is how I'm going to gauge how good a job we did, is about getting a referral. So
Guys, I love that, right? And we just need to start instilling those into our clients, right? And so it's like, hey, so and so, what is your goal for getting this house sold? And they're going to tell you, whatever that is, and you're going to say, awesome. So I'm going to look to get you the most amount of money in the least amount of time for the least amount of headache possible. Right. And through this transaction, I promise that I'm going to work hard for you. I'm going to market this property. I'm going to negotiate well for you. And at the end of this, I'm going to make sure that you have a stellar experience. And through this process, if you would do me one favor, if you value the service, the level of service that I've given to you, if you wouldn't mind just thinking about someone, because you're going to have conversations, right? This is super exciting. We're going through an exciting time. You're moving. As you're having conversations and telling all your friends and coworkers and family about this process, if someone were to mention that they're actually thinking about selling, would you mind giving them my information and also telling me so that I can reach out to them? Guys, that's powerful. And if you're instilling this up in the beginning, they're going to be thinking about you, right? They're going to be thinking about you. They are going to be trying to help you as much as you are helping them, right? And so, and it also does this. It also puts it in your head that you got to do a good job, right? Because you just said, hey, I'm going to crush it for you. This is what I'm willing to do. This is what I'm going to do to help you win and succeed. And through this, if you wouldn't mind thinking about me so that I can actually help one of your friends or family as well. So guys, I love that technique. I think that it's called the promise. I think if you were to Google the promise, you would actually find more pieces of this technique.
You should be mindful that you're no different than any other small business owner. In our first video, we discussed the reality that all small businesses are built on repeat and referrals. So you should be upfront and transparent and ask for the order. The second one, I'm afraid they don't care what I have to say. Here's the truth. If the mailings, whether they're emails or snail mails or whatever, the texting, if the messaging you give people is not worth them talking about to you, you're sending out junk mail. Outside of that, if you're sending out powerful, pertinent, current information about buying and selling real estate in the local market, everybody's interested in that if they're a homeowner. Everybody. They might have low interest or high interest if they're next, but even low interest is interest.
Everyone, I appreciate that as well, because I can tell you when I first got in, if I can give you a limiting belief that I had, one of the limiting beliefs was I can't send out this data because it's national. Right? The people in Colorado do not care about what home prices are nationally at $300,000 because our price point is so much higher. And this is the thing, I would challenge everyone's thought process around that because, again, think about the global landscape that we're in. We are in a position where people are able to move into other markets because of their jobs. We have inflation rates that are very high that people are going to be trying to protect their dollars by buying secondary properties. And it's just interesting, guys. People get on Zillow and people look and see what's going around in these different areas. So as long as we are providing value and saying why this is valuable, it is value, guys. So I want you to make sure that that limiting belief is not there, because I had it. And now I think that it is super important to be getting this information out. Like a lot of you know, I just went out and bought another property in another state where it was a $200,000 home. Guys, this is the thing. There are people that are doing numerous different things in a lot of different places, and we need them to understand that we can help them wherever they are.
We have sent out real estate report cards for over 3 decades to a variety of different groups. And when I look at the delist me request, how many people want me to stop sending them the real estate report card? It's never been more than 1 or 2%. In different cities, different neighborhoods, over decades, people take that report card and read it because everybody wants to know, what's the market like in my neighborhood now? They will always take a look at it. So if you're providing pertinent information, they absolutely care what you have to say. The next one, I don't want to be a burden or a nuisance. Oh my gosh, you are never a burden or a nuisance if you're providing valuable information, if you're showing gratitude and appreciation, and if you're giving people information like how to green your house that can change their outcomes in housing and utility bills. You will never be someone who's a burden or a nuisance. Don't even think like that. The last one, I don't know what to say. Well, that goes to script and role play, or you sitting down and coming up with a message that you want to create and use that as an elevator speech consistently. But you do need to have something to say. And I'm going to go back to the fact that your mailings, your communications should tee up all your conversations. In fact, when we look at the schedule and frequency of touching, you should realize the relationship between all your mail and your phone calls is going to be, generally speaking, 6 mailers go to them before they get 1 phone call. So you will be mailing them several messages. If you collected the data that we discussed you're going to collect, so you can data mine, you can look at their data in Command while you're about to make the phone call because Command told you it's time to call the Johnson family, and you can either have printed them and have them sitting out in front of you, but you can see the 6 mailers they've gotten since you talked to them last. And this is if you talk to them every quarter and they get 2 mails a month, that's 6 mailers in the quarter. Which mailer most addressed the Johnsons' particular situation as relates buying or selling real estate? And then you make a decision about which mailer to talk to. This is literally driven by your creative juices, your creativity, and what you're mailing people and the messaging you give. We've done this a long time, and I can tell you this absolutely works. If you call them to talk about the mail, when the mail has pertinent stuff, they're happy and often eager to talk about the mail. You're going to need to collect data again about the people, and when you do, you're going to put them into groups based on their data in part. So FORD is an acronym. It's not the only acronym, but it's an acronym for you to think about when you're talking to people.
All right, everyone. So let's start thinking about this, right? And what Gene just said was we need to be sending them information that is pertinent to their situation, right? And I'm a huge advocate and a huge subscriber when it comes to don't steal someone's time. Right? So when we start thinking about going out and sending someone an email, sending someone a text message, giving them a phone call, let's make sure that there's purpose behind it, right? Because if we're reaching out and we're asking them to open up our email and read through it, let's make sure that there's some value in there. And so what Gene's talking about is this FORD technique, which we are a huge subscriber for in our brokerage, right? Around family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And so what we need to be doing is we need to be reaching out and having conversations with our people, right? And I know that this thing right here weighs 500 pounds sometimes, right? It's heavy. I don't want to pick it up. I'm going to hurt myself if I do, right? And we're just going through and we're saying the Adele script, right? It's, hey, how are you? right? And they're going to let you know how they're doing. We're going to go through and we're going to talk about, how's the family? How's the job, right? What's going on in your world? You're going to find out, right? Once someone says, we're thinking about moving or we're thinking about renting out our house because we have the ability to go into another state now and work remotely, right? They're going to talk about the recreation. I saw this. We're going through, guys, and the biggest thing is that we need to get into our CRM and we need to take notes. And the notes are hugely important, right? Because once we are able to take the notes, we are now have our follow-up phone call. Hey, how was that trip to this place? Are you still working here? What does that landscape look like? And guess what? You know what the one of the best pieces are? What if it is a business that you can refer to? So one is that they do have an occupation where they are doing something, and then you have a referral partner back and forth, guys. This is the thing. We need to be humans, and we need to be comfortable having conversations. So let's go into the first piece that we have here around engaging our sphere. And so when we think about engaging our sphere, let me copy this. I'm going to throw it into the chat. For those that are in the building right now, I will get you a copy. So here it is. The people in your sphere are your most important allies and get specialized and individualized attention. Right, guys? And this is the thing. So we started talking about the 36 touch. And this is just a guideline. So I don't want everyone to get caught up into this is what I have to do, but this is a best practice. And if you were to have something like this, it's going to work. The 4 phone calls, though, I would say is hugely important. So 4 phone calls, guys, and over the course of the year, we know that's 1 per quarter. So every 3 months, I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call someone. Then 26 of those touches can be bi-weekly email offering some type of information or value to the consumer. So guys, we all have the ability inside of our CRM right now to send some kind of market snapshot to the consumer, right? We are able to send them what their current neighborhood is doing as far as homes for sale, and they get to see and they get to keep up with the Joneses, right? They can actually go in, click on it, see what their neighbor's house looks like. They see what their neighbor's house is listed for, then they can make the determination. My home is better than that home, so I should be able to get more money, or that's a cool idea. I'm going to put that into my house because I have the same floor plan as them. And then we go through and we offer the other things, right? And we have allied resources that send us a lot of content. Or if you were to use some of the other third-party systems and software, right? Like I know that there's HomeBot, if depending on what lenders you partner yourself with, they have products like HomeBot that sends home evaluations. And you can actually send that out to your database as well. And these are high value touches, guys, because everyone wants to know what the largest financial decision they've ever made, how it's doing. Is it up or is it down? Guys, I want you to think about Robinhood, right? For those that have a Robinhood account and how they've gamified it to where you actually open up your app and you're scrolling through to see what your stock is doing. Are you up for the day? Are you down for the day? And all these different pieces. Guys, be the Robinhood of real estate. Make sure that you're raising their real estate IQ and they are super informed about their home. And then we need to be thinking about 2 touches around get-togethers, right? We need to be able to get face-to-face with these people. We need to be able to do something, whether it is the Breakfast with Santa event that our office holds, our brokerage holds for our agents, whether it is a photographer or a photo with the Easter Bunny, right, as Easter's on its way up. Is it a bring your own picnic and you reserve the park and you bring some games and everything for people, right? And this is it, guys. Like, we just need to get in front of them. These are our valued people, right? I'm not sending this off to an entire neighborhood. I am going to send it off to my core advocates, right? And I think that we are my allies, right? Which I think we should have about 100 people in our database that we are loving on at a very, very high level. And then 4 promotional direct mails. Calendars, market reports. What would it look like to send them a CMA every 6 months? What would it look like if we were to send them updates about refinancing? Maybe refinancing isn't the best thing to do right now as inflation and the Fed is raising rates, projected to another 6 more times. Well, they've confirmed 6 more times at this point. So just going through. Suggestions of value. Share information about the market. What's our market doing? What is the local market doing in their neighborhood? What's the local market doing as far as Colorado? What are we seeing in the United States? Guys, this is all huge important information. Share advice on financing and home buying process for your potential first-time home buyers, right? We have numerous resources when it comes to how to buy a house. What would it look like for you to host an event with a lender? You have your questions ready for the lender. You do not need to be the expert in this. You're asking the lender questions. You're getting this thing all recorded. You've sent out the invites. And then for the people that weren't able to make it, what does it look like to send them that information to their email? What would it look like to post that video on your Facebook and your call to action if you're interested in having insightful information like this sent directly to your inbox? Send me a DM. Right, guys, this is the thing. Let's be the local real estate economist of choice. And let's make sure that everyone understands that it doesn't matter where you are in the journey. I can help you. And be a connector. Guys, this is huge. I love this piece, right? That B2B business. If we were to go out and we are establishing these relationships, we're doing these care calls, right? And someone tells me that they're an electrician, they're a plumber. Or what if it were to look like, hey, I'm reaching out to some of my closest friends, family right now, and I've been getting a lot of questions about financial planners. Do you have a great one? Right? And we're going through and we're just asking the phone calls, do they have X? And we are putting it into our database. And then I'm calling X and I'm saying, hey, I've had a couple questions around a great CMA. What would it look like if I were to partner with you, get your name out there? Let's do some videos together. Guys, this is huge. Video is taking over. Being a part of this connector economy is big right now, to where you are the resource for whatever, guys. And it does not have to be in the real estate industry. If you are viewed as the connector of people, your phone is going to be ringing off the hook, because someone's going to say, hey, I know you know a lot of people. Do you know this? And the answer is either yes or I don't, but I'm going to find someone for you. And then share interior design trends, right? Like, go through, guys. You tour houses every day, right? It's part of your job. So if we're going through and we're seeing some awesome stuff in a house, what does it look like to take a quick pic, to record a video, to show them what's going on, to tell them why you love it, to tell them how many homes you've seen this in? Hey, I've toured about 50 homes this week, and I keep seeing this pop up, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. Everyone, like, we don't have to overcomplicate what we do for our business, right? It's just about taking mind share, and the market share comes next. And as long as we are coming from value and we are being consistent with our messaging, the business will come. I promise you that. And we need to be able to engage our sphere, right? And so we always need reasons to call, right? Let's make this 500-pound cell phone weigh a little bit less. I need their birthday, their anniversary, their home anniversary, information about their kids, pet info, things that I've learned about having the forward conversation, anything that's important to them. So guys, if I have their birthday, what can I do with it? I can call them and wish them a happy birthday. I can send them a video, happy birthday, text message, Facebook message. I can post on their Facebook wall with 200 of their other closest friends. I can send them a handwritten note. Guys, this is powerful. There's like 5 touches right there just around their birthday. Their anniversary, what does it look like to send them a $5, a $10 Baskin Robbins card? Like, happy anniversary, I was thinking about you. Their home anniversary. Guys, I love the home anniversary piece, right? If we were to go through and know their home anniversary, and on every home anniversary, what if we were to send them a CMA? Hey, it's been 1 year since you bought this home. This is what it's gone up in value. And then 6 months from then here's another CMA. Another 6 months is their happy home anniversary again. We're sending them another CMA, and we're just making sure that we're raising their real estate IQ. Kids info, their kids' names, their kids' birthdays. You want to know the key to a lot of people's hearts? What if we were to send out that birthday card instead of sending the Baskin Robbins card for their anniversary? What if we were to send it for their kid's birthday? Right? A little $5 gift card to this. You will win their kids over and you will win them over even more at that point. Their pet info, if I know their pet's name, if they're pet enthusiasts, or I'm stealing photos off of Facebook of things that they're doing with their pet, I have a reminder of National Pet Day or whatever that holiday might be, and I rip off the photo and I send them a card of them and their pet, right? I'm just taking a lot of mind share. Everything that we go over through the forward conversation, that's a follow-up call. Hey, how was that vacation? I know that you've been working remotely. What does that look like? Anything important to them, guys? This is the thing. You know what people like to talk about? Themselves, right? That's the number one conversation that you can have with someone, is about what's going on in their world. They're going to ask you what's going on in yours next. Then you can bring up real estate and all those different pieces, and just you're putting it into the conversation. So then we need to go through and make sure that a lot of these different pieces are automatic, right? So when we're able to go through and set up the reminder that we need to make the phone call, guys, it's so much simpler, right? The smart plans, where we can actually send out our email for our monthly neighborhood nurture or the home evaluation, any of those different pieces, that makes our job so much simpler. Because we do have busy lives. We are servicing clients. We are going out and raising our real estate IQs when we're going and looking at open houses. When we are going through and we're reading information around what's going on Housing Wire or Real Trends or whatever that looks like, so that we can have information to send out to our people. So let's take some of the pressure off of ourselves and establish this 36 touch. And how much can I automate? Whether it is full automation or at least reminding me about the tasks that I need to do. So then as we go through, create special treatments for your VIP. Guys, we need to have 5 core advocates. Who are the top 5 people where I know that if someone mentions real estate, they're going to say, you need to call Charles, right? And insert your name here, because while I would love it if they called me, I'd rather them call you as well. So what would that look like? Are you doing anything to where you are doing a VIP client dinner at your house, quarterly, monthly, whatever, to where they come over and you have something special set up? It can be potluck, whatever, and this is your inner circle of people. Maybe you're going out to Top Golf. These are the people that are getting special, whatever this looks like, your pop-by people, right? These are the people that you're stopping by and you're dropping off gifts. You're inviting over to family functions, maybe. Guys, these are the people that we need to get in deep relationships with, because they're going to be the ones referring us a lot of business. And that we know that if someone mentions real estate, they're thinking of us and they are plugging us. And at the same time, we need to be letting them know how we would like them to help us, right? If someone is going to go through, I don't want them just to get my business card. Like, that's huge. I super appreciate that. If that's the only thing that they did, I'm well ahead of the game. What would it look like this? Like this. They introduce you via a 3-way text message, right? And you show them what to do, and you say, hey, so-and-so, what I've found in my business is that some people are uncomfortable reaching out to a total stranger. Would you mind helping me out and just introducing us via a 3-way text? Hey, so-and-so, I want to introduce you to the best real estate agent. This is enter name here. If you have any questions, I know that you were about to buy a home and I told them to reach out to you, right, guys? Like, that's it, right? It's some variation of a script like that, to where you are able to connect via text. Is less threatening because they're with their buddy and you at the same time over text. You set up the coffee appointment, you set up whatever this looks like so that you can help them. And you go through, right, and this is what you consider for your VIPs: exclusive parties, lunches, or coffees with you. And you guys see this? It doesn't say on you, right? Like, you do not have to pay for all this. They can pay for their own way. It's just about the conversation and being thought of. There is gifts for holidays, right? Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, 4th of July, Halloween, New Year's, right? And be thinking about this. I would maybe avoid the Thanksgiving unless you're going to do like a pie event, right? This does not say cards. I get cards on Thanksgiving from a lot of the people that I'm in relationship with, right? I start thinking about the guys that I've bought cars from and my insurance agent and all these different pieces. They're sending cards already. You don't want that to get lost in the shuffle. Go with some of these offbeat holidays to where you're reaching out and you're sending them pieces. Support them with a mention in social media. If they own their own business, how powerful is it for you to connect them with your sphere of influence online as well, right? This is the connector economy, everyone. I'm telling you, there's huge benefit by cross-pollinating businesses this way. And then personal handwritten notes. We all listen to one of the agents in this brokerage where they have built their business on handwritten notes. Please do not sleep on these, right? Birthdays, anniversaries, right? Deed anniversaries. This is the happy home anniversary piece again. Children's birthdays, anything personal, right? We're on Facebook. We see what people are doing. We also have another agent in our brokerage that goes through social media, finds different things that are going on in these people's lives, ripping them off, putting them in a card, firing them off. No one else is doing this, guys, except for that one agent right now. And that's how they've built their business, right? Like, think about all the different ways. Think about your wheelhouse. Think about how we all know that people like to be communicated in different ways. How can you break through the noise to take more mind share so that the market share will come next? So guys, with that being said, this was another session of Practice to Perfect. Bulletproofing your business is around sphere of influence. We know that we need to be reaching out 36 times at the minimum to take massive mind share. We need to be systematically and strategically communicating out to the people in our worlds a lot different than the people in our farm areas. And our core advocates, we need to be loving on them way more than anyone else. If you have questions about any of these pieces, please let me know. I would love to help you implement anything into your business. In this shifting market, we need to double down on our efforts so that we can continue to take massive market share.